Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So we're gonna talk about the new raid today. As you guys can see, my transmog is crazy just because I've been getting items and things. But we're gonna talk about the new raid today from a casual perspective, and I want to give my my input in things. But I just did. Let's open this up. Get some doubloons. I also got this. I don't know what this is. I don't know if you open it or it's a quest item or what you do with this, but I don't know. It's junk to me, unless it gives something special. But as you guys can see, my bags are atrocious and just crazy. But you know, there's some epic items around here from Warfronts. We'll talk about that, and you know, it's just, man, it's insane. But let's talk about the new. Let's talk about my gear, and then let's talk about the new raid. So currently I'm 351 eye level. I am only 19 on my Heart of Azeroth. That should be 20 pretty soon. Hopefully, we'll see. So you know, I'm just kind of I'm taking this expansion very casual, having some fun with it, doing some fun stuff. I did get a 370 glaive from the Warfront, which is crazy. I have been exploring a little bit of PvP action. So I am currently 1500 rating in PvP. I'm 19% towards my mount. So I've been doing a lot of everything, and today's focus is going to be on the new raid. So the new raid we did, and we didn't full clear it, which I was actually kind of excited about. We only got the first. We did the first 3 bosses. So we did this guy right here. We did this girl right here. We did this thing right here, and we actually we tried this guy right here, which we actually almost killed him, but you know, just timing and things when you're pugging and stuff, it's a little bit more difficult with people staying. But let's talk about this first guy. First guy we did, we one-shotted him. He was pretty easy, but he had some fairly fun mechanics. We actually did him on Heroic also, so we actually killed this guy on Heroic. The only difference was you had some laser beams coming up for stage 2. So stage 1 was fairly simple. You went in, and so I didn't watch any guides. We were just going in. The group that we were with, we were like, let's just have some fun. Let's learn the fights on the go. We're not into let's read up. All right, this is how you do this fight. No, we wanted to fill it out. So we came up with our own strats and things, and it was a lot of fun. What we did was we marked 4 corners of the room. We brought all the bloods to X. We dropped all the bloods on X. The tanks would run over, clear the bloods, and we kept them there. And then when we went on the platform, we went to X. We went counterclockwise and killed all the bloods. When we got down, we bloodlusted, killed the remaining ads, killed the boss. So that was it. It was a pretty simple fight. Now, Mother. You could probably imagine if we didn't read up any guides, we didn't look up anything, Mother was very tough. And she took us about, I think, 6 attempts before we killed her. But the strat we did was we got to the end as fast as we could. That was the goal. So once you hit 100 energy on the chamber, it bursts into fire and it kills everybody. So what we did was the last room. Do these have the chambers? Nah, this is just the ads and stuff. So these little. So every time you're in the chamber with her, you move over. There's 3 of them. You start in the first one, and then you move to the second one. The problem is every time someone goes into the second one, it does AOE damage to the entire raid. Plus, you will spawn an ad, which is this ad right here. Once you spawn that ad, if that ad gets the cast off, it's pretty much a wipe on the raid. So what we did was we sent 4 people over in the beginning, because we were in a smaller raid. We sent 4 people over in the beginning, We AoE'd them down, and then once those were dead, we sent the next person at the 10% mark, and then all the way. So we did 30%. Once the chamber hit 30%, we went over. And I know that's pretty fast. But we went 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. So by 60%, everybody was over in the second room. When we dealt with the stage 2 mechanics, we did the same thing. Once that room hit 30%, we started going over till everybody got over to the last room, and we burned the boss because you get like 100% extra damage. So that's what we did there. Now this boss right here was fairly easy. There was some interesting mechanics. I like this boss a lot, actually, because it's like a patchwork fight. I love patchwork fights. So the tanks tank them in the middle of the room. He turns around, does a breath. You have the right and left side of the rooms. You'll see some blood flowing down. You get 2 ads. You go kill it. Easy. Really liked it. Really liked this fight. This fight right here, holy cow. There was a lot of stuff going on in this fight. A lot of stuff. And we did this on normal. So we did this fight on normal, and like the first phase, you have to deal with I-beams, getting the I-beams, which I-beams actually go off really fast. Getting the I-beams out of the raid, we had to deal with ads. And then the second phase, we had to deal with getting like the green puddles out of the raid. And obviously all these have names, but I'm just calling them as they are. The green puddles out of the raid, because if you step in it, you spawn a giant ad. We had to deal with 3 big ads. Plus we had to deal with the donut phase that spawns a big void circle that you can't stand in. Third phase, you had to deal with mind control. It was crazy, you know, fun, very fun. I loved it. Probably my favorite fight that I've done so far. I've only done 4, but this is probably my favorite fight out of them all for mechanic wise that I enjoy. But let's talk about it a little bit. What did I think about the raid so far? Obviously, I haven't done the other 4 bosses, but it's not worth it. I loved it. Does that sound weird? I love the raid. It was actually really good. I love progressing on fights. I love wiping on fights. I love learning the fights. But it's not worth it. The gear was just not worth it. So if we look at normal gear, it drops 355. I have 355 Titan Forge already. You know, granted this is a 1% upgrade, according to Pawn or whatever. And then we're definitely going to get some upgrades here and there, right? For sure. But let's look at the glaives here. The glaive is a 355 glaive, which is really good, and it's going to improve my offhand. But my offhand was just a little Warforged 345. Warfronts gave me a 370 for the quest. Right? I think I got this back in the raid. Azurite chest, that's pretty much the only reason you're coming in here for. Is for the Azurite gear, just because, unfortunately, you can't get any higher Azurite gear other than raiding. So, you know, look at my, you know, we got the waist, we got feet, and like I'm saying, it's not like it's a non-upgrade, but like this ring wouldn't be an upgrade, and I didn't get anything in there. I got a 355. Headpiece, obviously. Wrist, you know, look at my wrist. I got a 390 wrist compared to the 355. So, and obviously if you go into heroic, it's, oh yeah, the gear's a lot better, but this is my argument. I love having raids a little bit more difficult, and with a group, a guild that is a very a little bit semi-hardcore, you could probably knock out normal pretty easy. Heroic, it's pretty difficult. There wasn't that many, like right now, there's not that many guilds in the world that have actually cleared full heroic, as you would actually think there would be, right? Got a little hiccup there, but I just don't think it's worth it, because if you're the guy that just queues in to raid, if you go group finder, if you go pre-made pre-made here, you go to raid, you go to find, you go to click, and you join. Well, that's not that hard for you, right? But for the person that's starting the raid and leading the raid and doing all this other stuff, it's pretty annoying. You know, yeah, you're just clicking accept, you know, that's all you're doing. But it's annoying. It's annoying to try to get everybody in. And if someone screws it up, if someone drops that puddle in the middle and 3 people run over it, all of a sudden there's 3 ads running around and you wipe. All right, good luck, right? You're not killing that boss today. Because every time you kill an ad, it's an AoE damage. What happens if you're in phase 2 and all of a sudden you have 3 ads? Plus the 3 ads spawned. Because you had a few stupid people that ran over the stupid puddle. Well, sucks for you. So, why not just go do Mythic Plus and get a lot of loot? Or PvP and get a lot of loot, because that's the thing too. Or do a Warfront that's a guaranteed 340 chance of Titanforge. I just don't think raiding is worth the reward. I love it though, and that's the thing. I love it. It is so fun. I love having a lot of mechanics. They're not difficult mechanics, but there's a lot of mechanics. There's a lot of things you have to do. I love that, and that's why I'm raiding right now, because I love that stuff. I love defeating the boss. So we pugged Heroic, the first boss, and a lot of us were undergeared. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of us were undergeared for that, and it felt so good when we killed it, because we wiped on it I think probably 5 times. And you might be thinking, oh, I one-shotted that first boss. Well, we're here with a bunch of lower guildies having some fun, very casual. I represent I represent the casual player. That's what I do. I represent the casual player. I'm not the hardcore player. I'm not the semi-hardcore player. I represent the casual player. What I do is very casual. I'm not raiding, 10 hours a day. I'm not doing PvP 10 hours a day. I'm not doing Mythic Plus pushing super hard. The highest Mythic Plus that I've done so far was a 4. Could I do more? Yeah, I could. Is there a reason to? No, there's not. I don't know what eye level you guys are, but I'm 351 right now. That's not bad. That's actually a decently high eye level for a lot of players right now. And I play casually. I'm not pulling the numbers like I should, but that's okay with me. I like playing the game casually, and even as a casual player, I don't think the raids are worth it. They're fun. They're great. But for a casual player, and when I invest my time in certain things, because as a casual player, I only have a limited amount of time. So why am I going to dedicate my time doing a raid that takes me 3-4 hours, and, it's just a wipe fest, and, we're wasting resources, and because resources are expensive, and resources are mandatory now, but they're so expensive, and I don't know. So that's my opinion. Overall, let's sum it up. The new raid for the bosses that I've done, the 4 bosses that I've done one on Heroic. Man, it's good. It's super good, super fun. But for normal, dang, it's pretty hard. For a casual player, it's pretty hard. There's a lot of stuff that goes onto it. In my opinion, for normal, I think normal should be able to be pugged with no voice. You can't pug this with no voice. When you're doing mother and stuff, that you need to be calling out. When you're doing this guy right here, you need to call out stuff. First boss can definitely be pugged with no voice. Just being like, hey, type in move skull here. But if you don't have people that can't watch Beam on Heroic, sucks for you, right? But that's not in normal. So that said, I liked it. I'd actually for the bosses that I've done, if I had to give it a ranking system, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It was really good. I loved it. All right. That said, guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys think rating is worth it? Do you guys think that, in my opinion, it's completely stupid? Do you think I'm a casual pleb? Whatever you want to say, leave it in the comments, because for the next 3 hours here, I'm going to be going back and forth, reading comments as I do other stuff throughout my day, just to make sure that I get my comments read, so you guys know I read my comments. All right. I don't know if I'll reply. I'll try to reply. But that said, like, favorite, share, subscribe, do what you need to do. And I'll talk to you guys soon.